Hi everyone, my name is Chris Martin. Welcome to Keto with me. It is day 5 of my journey back into keto. If you're new to my channel, go back and check out my day 0 video. It'll give you the insight of why I'm doing this video series. Today we're going to talk a little bit more about the keto flu, but before that, let's check out my clip. Alright, as you've seen with my daily clip that I had some success. The first thing I want to call out is that my ketones are back up in the dark range on the, range here, just over on this side again. So I'm pleased about that. Another thing to call out right away is that, I was down on the carbs again. I was at 24. And then probably the most significant thing is that I had a 2.6 pound weight loss. Again, that's probably mostly water, in these early stages, but nonetheless, I'll still take it. That gives me a running total now of 6.8. First thing I want to mention is I'm like, sorry, it's not really the first thing, but the next thing I wanted to mention is that, I'm still experiencing some of the symptoms of the keto flu. Yesterday, I had, still had a lack of energy. I did take extra, I did up my BHB to kind of mitigate that. And so when I was doing my research for my video, I found another really good video on the keto flu and mitigations for that. So that's, that'll be pretty exciting when I get to the video here. Let me just look at my notes, make sure I forgot anything. It was also one of those days where I didn't really eat anything per se until lunch. I did have my morning coffee. I did cut back my coffee for, if anyone noticed, I did 2 regular coffees and 1 decaf. I noticed over the last year that I've been creeping up on drinking more and more coffee, and I think that's just because I've been trying to supplement energy, with caffeine, to get it with caffeine. So, but I had, even just for lunch, I just had a snack. It was a fairly busy day again. It's Sunday here, so it's like doing more stuff around the house and getting things done and so forth. Did have a really nice homemade cooked meal. You'll see in there that, we did some spaghetti squash with a little touch of homemade sauce. Probably I would say, 90% of the meal was clean, but that was really nice to, to have that. I'm fortunate enough that my family supports me a lot on keto. So even before when, my first journey into keto, we adapted probably 3/4 of the family meals to, keto, or should I say at least more keto aligned. That way, my eating would be good, and my wife actually likes it a lot. So it's a big benefit for everyone here. All right, enough about my day. Let's talk about my goals. All right, it's time to see if my pit of success is still working here. So let's take a look at my, OKGBBB goals and see where I fall on the scale for everything here. First thing you're going to notice right off the bat compared to the last few days is that I had a really bad night's sleep. 4 to 5 hours. I was up once. I was tossing, turning. It took me a while to even just fall asleep. So I suspect that is some insomnia from, from keto flu. So we'll talk about those mitigations when I get to the video. But yeah, I'm struggling here. You can see the, these little bags under my eyes, and I just feel like, ugh. So hoping that passes soon. I know some folks will suffer a lot more than I do on the keto flu. So moving on down to eating keto, again, not doing much fasting, although I'm finding that, my meal part, the meals I'm eating are coming later and later in the day. So starting next week, I'll probably start, extending my, morning, fast until later, except maybe a black coffee or something like that, which that would be a huge debate with some folks with whether or not you should count it. So still targeting the lazy / dirty, keto style. When I hit week 2, I'm, going to switch that to dirty clean, and try to get, a lot more fat into my diet. I've been already doing it some, so I'm feeling pretty good about it, heading there into week 2. So on my macro category, I'm only carb concerned. You'll see that, I'm over in the best, best column there where I'm, under 30. So I'm still doing really, really, really good. Excited about that. Learning. So I watched one video yesterday. I have this listed currently as okay. I should actually go and move it over to the, maybe the best category, because I've consistently watched videos every day, but I didn't really, I thought maybe when I wrote this out that I would maybe watch 2 or 3 videos a day, but I'm just, so busy. I'm thinking, 1 is pretty good. If I do that all week long, then I'll move myself up on a weekly basis. Tracking, same old as before. I've got my, journal here where I keep track of everything, and then also I'm still logging everything into the chronometer app, so I'm killing it on that. I feel really good about that. Yesterday was I only had just so busy. I only had one time just kind of sit down, relax, and do my own category here where I just meditate. So I got 5 minutes in, but I kept myself in the best category or best column because I've done it every day. So for me, that's pretty good. So that's my goals for today. As you can see, I'm still doing good, even though I'm feeling like, crap, for lack of better words. And I'm hoping that, I can get through the keto flu here soon and really be on the other side. Let's get to today's video recommendation. It's going to help, some more strategies for the keto flu. Today's video is from Dr. Kinberry. It's about 14 minutes and 41 seconds long. It has kind of a boring name, I think, but it's Keto Flu Explanations and Strategies 2023. But it's actually a fantastic video. I'm actually so glad that I went out and found some more more information on the keto flu for you guys and and for myself, because there were some things I had forgotten in there. But let's start with the big thing that what he does different than what Dr. Boz did on the video I shared on day 4. She talked a lot about how how the brain functions with glucose versus ketones. Well, Dr. Berry talks a lot about the addiction side of of carbohydrates or sugar. So and I 100% truly believe it. One of the things that I think we all don't really think about is how addictive we are, or how addicted we are to sugar, or carbohydrates for that matter. So so he spends a good amount of time explaining that this is very similar to alcohol, tobacco, and that when you come off of this, then you should expect to have some kind of symptoms and stuff, especially because you're going from like way up here and now you're going down here, so it's kind of expected that we're going to feel like that. So the other thing too is he reminded me of something else, another strategy that I used to do, and I think it's a good practice is that we forget about the body's electrolytes. So he explains how, when your body just starts dumping fluids and inflammation, all this other stuff that goes out, what goes out with it is like magnesium and everything else. So you got to replace that, and eat foods that have it in it. That's basically what he's saying. But he's also saying you can do it by make sure you get you add salt to stuff. And I love the fact, I remember this from a few years ago. It was the first time that I heard that salt being bad is a myth. So watch the video. I think he'll reassure you on what what you should that it's okay to do salt. And I think you'll find out that it is very much like any other addiction. When you come off of this, then you're going to have to you break it. So real quick, let me glance at my notes here. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Oh yes, so him reminded me of that. Reminded me that I used to take some kind of electrolyte. I don't know if this brand is still on Amazon, but it really doesn't matter. This one's kind of like a multi-electrolyte. It has sodium, magnesium, and potassium, and L-lysine in it. So you will at some point need to probably supplement that. I usually take a scoop and put in one of my coffees in the morning, and that's usually enough for me. But don't forget to salt your food, enjoy your food, and because you definitely need it. So I'm just checking one last thing, see if I got anything else to add to that. I'm hoping that adding this back in, from now on, first gets me out of the keto flu, and secondly keeps those, those electrolytes up and stuff like that. Well, that's it, folks, for day 5. Thanks for sticking around and watching today's video. Please take time to like and subscribe to get updates in keto with me. Have something to say? Please leave some comments or questions below. Just remember, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning too. As I always say, be a coach, not a critic, and take care, folks.